Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ETS Reacts. And today we're back with Classroom of the Elite, episode 11. And if it is your first time watching one of my Classroom of the Elite reactions, I am a huge light novel reader of Classroom of the Elite, so my reaction will definitely be different than other reactors out there, as I'll be doing a deeper dive into background information of characters, maybe cut content that the anime just couldn't adapt. So last episode we kindly got into the full swing of what the island exam is really about for like the normies, right? You walk to your designated area. If you get there early, you get your early bird points. If you do task, then you can get points if you place in the top three groups, I think, or something like that. And so we've seen that they could be physical, like the flag event with Nanase, where we got some fan service of Nanase, which was 10 out of 10. And then you go into maybe an English test where we saw Hashimoto, and he was like, "Oh, where are you going next, Koji?" And he's like, "I'm not going where you're going because I know I'll lose that one," which I always thought was pretty funny. And then we move into the pure manipulation kiss, right? And like Koji's always wanted to be romantic and kind of do the things that high schoolers want to do, right? Kiss and some other stuff. And he's always wanted that. And so he's always wanted this kiss, but the first kiss just to be pure manipulation of, look, I don't want Kay's group to be in the bottom 10. And if she's constantly thinking about Nanase and me traveling together, then I need to override that with a better memory for her. So I'm going to kiss her. And he enjoyed it, but it was just for pure manipulation. And then at the very end, right, we woke up to the alarms going off, and so now this episode is going to be big into that, and then I think we'll have some awesome other just like tidbit moments that aren't like big hype ones, but to some people I think they could be hype. So I'm excited to get into it. Another episode, I think that will be just before the peak pinnacleness of this island exam. So let's wait no more and let's get it. Day 4. We get a so they skip this a little bit, and why it's just like straight off the jump I'm getting into it is because I found it a little funny. Did it need to be added into the anime? Absolutely not. So EK is the one who's like, all right, I'll take the lead once everybody gets awake and kind of into it. And he's like, I'm the one who has the most experience here, so I'll take the lead. Koji, you in the back. And Nanase goes, wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. I actually would feel way more comfortable if Koji took the lead here. So Koji, can you choose our formation? So so Nanase was basically like, I need someone I can trust who can make their way around here effortlessly in the dark. And she knows that Koji could do that. Maybe it's a ghost. Hondo. I don't even know if that was in it. It probably was. Hondo has limited brain cells. It seems more likely. So, as you saw there, right? Looked like two arms, and they kind of say that as they're getting closer, right? Because from further away, it just sounds like one big alarm, and then they're getting closer, and they're like, wait, it kind of sounds like two different alarms going off. So, two people down and out. Where's Shinohara? Out cold. This one's out too. She doesn't even say Kinoshita. Damn, they fell from that cliff. That'll do it. So someone, it looks like, deliberately went up to them, checked them, and then walked away without, like, signaling any help. Oh, someone's sneaking up from behind. No major external injuries. Yeah. Right? And if they're passed out and their alarm's been going off for a long time, I think they will be deemed unable to continue. Yeah. And then they'll be expelled, right? Because if all three of them get eliminated, then there hasn't been any groups eliminated yet. So they will 1,000% be expelled from school. Yeah. That was the weakest scream of all time, especially if you would be like concerned about someone. Shinohara. It's not bad, but it was just like in the light novel, you just kind of picture something of like Shinohara, Shinohara, like actually screaming. Like I'm doing an EK because I live around like 4 other people in my apartment, so I'm not gonna scream my head off. But if she was seriously injured, her alarm would be sounding. Yeah. Oh, he's waking up. Oh, his leg. I always thought this of like if someone's leg looked like that, like wouldn't it be the first thing you noticed? Like especially when you picked him up, like that you'd be like, oh shit, his leg is freaking twisted. That thing's like a dead leg right there. That's gross. Like how does no one know that? Like Koji looked at him, he's like, no external injuries. You're like, what? Result of foul play. So he felt something hit his calf right before he fell, it sounds like. No reaction on Ike's face when he said Satsuki. Don't know where Shinohara is. Yeah. Damn, so Shinohara just missed out on being attacked apparently, so that's crazy. She got lucky. She had to go pee. You're gonna climb up? Oh, I really wish they showed the animation of Ayano Koji climbing the mountain because Ike's like climbing the mountain as fast as he can, and Koji's like, hey, keep track of my iPad. So he sets his iPad down and then he sprints up the mountain and he like passes Ike in just like a minute. And then Ike's like, wait, Ayano Koji, I need to get there first to look for Shinohara. And it was pretty funny. He basically had to tell Ike to control his emotions. Because if he fell, then he would be in danger too, right? Like, if you fell, you'd almost have the same injuries as Komiya and Kinoshita. Ike. Damn. Satsuki, I like saying Satsuki better because you don't get the Kinoshita, Kinohara mixed up. It's just Satsuki. So what we saw here, right, was those footsteps away that Ayano Koji already saw. And so we know someone's already been at the scene of the crime, right? So I guess Nanase kind of picked up on that and is now sprinting after this person, who's probably going to be the main culprit of this, right? And right, we saw that right there. Of we know those pigtails, don't we? we know, but what would her motive be for doing this, right? Like, why would Ichika push them down that cliff? We don't know. And it's funny because right here, Nanase, just at the shock of figuring out, oh shit, I'm chasing after Ichika, and she's the one who's at the crime scene hiding, and then just made her kind of lose focus for a second, hit that branch. But in reality, they went on a lot longer than that. They were kind of chasing each other, and Nanase was like, "Oh my god, like she has a B plus physical ability, right?" And Ayano Koji even stated last episode after watching her do the beach flags and kind of keep up with him for a day or so, he was like, Nanase might be an A physical rating. So for Ichika to have the ability to outrun her and to maneuver as long as they did in the light novel puts her at like a more than superior high school student.
まさかあの人が。
どこ行ってたんだよ。
どうかしたのか。
Something happened?
いえ、それより篠原先輩が無事でよかったです。
暗くて相手の顔は見えない。
Jobs.
突き落とすのは見たのに。都合のいい話ですね。
篠原は嘘なんてつかないですよ。
証言だけでは証拠になりませんから。
じゃあ小宮たちはどうなるんですか。
You know what the teacher's saying there is basically, if you were that student and you knew that, oh my god, I was about to be expelled just because my teammates fell down a cliff, I'm going to make up some excuse, oh, someone else tried to push them down it, because then it could save me and my group members if the school believes it, and then we wouldn't be expelled that way because someone else is a culprit, so now we're going to have to go on this chase to find the culprit instead. So, of course, you would want the teacher to believe you that someone pushed it because it saves you from expulsion.
どうなるも何も。
Oh, Kinoshita woke up? I don't think she ever woke up in a light novel.
以外の選択肢はないでしょう。担任として離脱は喜べませんが、続行は不
Oh,
可
yeah.
能です。
Obviously, this guy doesn't want them expelled either as their teacher in 2B.
不祥をごまかすための嘘と判断す
Right.
るしかないですね。
ふざけんなよ。納得いくかよ。
Ike trying to be White Knight.
私一人じゃとても。
篠原さん、どうします？
What do you want to do? There's no other option than to continue on her own and try to do it as best as she can.
一人で続けることは困難です。
スタート地点の近くにいてリタイアだけは避ける手もある。周辺の課題を拾うくらいはできるだろう。
So what Chops is saying there basically is, so if she returns to the starting point, she'll miss out on her designated areas, and she can just pray to God that one of them's close to the starting point, walk to that one, and come back, so that maybe if she hits that one, then if she had kind of missed 3 in a row and was starting to rack up the negative points, that then will reset to 3 more, and then just try to hit all the challenges within that close area, because the challenge is like 10 to 15 points, let's say, if you win, and if you just get to your designated area, that's a point. So if you could make up with tasks, but that also means that you have to win the task. Like, she has to be good at the task, which is also a really high bar, because you know there's going to be more people at that starting point, because that's where the food supply is, the water, like all that stuff that people are just going to go back to when they feel comfortable, right? Because some people are going to do that at like day 7, where you know what the bottom 10 people or groups in the ranking is. Then you can kind of coast it. If you're not concerned with being in that top 10 group, you can just kind of monitor the bottom 10 and be like, oh, if I'm not in the bottom 10, or I don't appear in the bottom 10, then I'm living a good life and I can take it easy at the starting point and just hit the challenges.
篠原さん、スタート地点まで自力で来るように。
はい。わかりました。
Brushed off Ike.
行け。
Oh. Oh. Komiya picked up on it of, it's time. It's time for you to be a man and care for Shinohara. Oh.
何？
What now?
それでいいのかよ。
仕方ないじゃない。私一人でこの試験を勝ち残るなんて絶対無理だし。
That's why you need to team up with a group.
どうせ私は退学なんだから放っておいてよ。
俺がなんとかする。
やめてよ。無理に決まってるじゃない。
無理じゃねえって。
なんでよ。意見には
It is my business.
むしろ私が退学したら 池が退学になるか
Right? If her group's expelled, then if Ike's was in the bottom 10, then it would mean less of a chance, right? Because it's just the bottom 5 groups. Or bottom 5.
喜んだら
Celebrate.
叫んなよ。喜べるわけないだろ。
だからって私を手伝って池のグループまで海に沈んだらどうするつもり？須藤君たちに迷惑かかるじゃん。
Well, if they're okay with it.
池っていつも考えなしなのよね。そんなんじゃ遅かれ早かれ退学するんだから。一応最後まで諦めず残ってるからさ。池も頑張ってね。
待てよ。
Keep going, Ike. You got
待てっ
this.
て言ってるだろ。
まだ何かあるわけ？
春、終わりだ。お前を退学させたくない。だから助けるんだよ。
You care about me, Ike.
よし。
Alright.
なったら作戦
Friends, let's rally together. Let's get this done. Chavashir is like, my students, they've grown so much. Look at those. Those 3 used to be the clowns of the class. And now they're rallying together for the class's benefit to not get someone expelled. That's amazing. Amazing growth. Look into something. Whoa, Koji kind of getting close to the chops there. Why did they animate this animation's so weird from far away? Like, look at Pseudo's eyes right here. They're like small slits, like bugging out. And then Hondo looks like he's a derpy.
ですが、篠原先輩のグループを簡単に受け入れてくれるでしょうか。
なんとか他のグループと合流する手はないのかよ。
実現できるプランがないわけじゃない。
どんな手だよ。
だが確実性はない。今できることは池が中心となって。
Right, so what Koji's saying here is you have 2 members that continue ahead doing what they're doing, and then you have Ike helping out Shinohara. Now, how he protects Shinohara, not 100% sure, because it's not like he can do tasks for her or something.
篠原を守ること、そして1点でも多く集めておくことだ。俺は万が一の事態に備えて準備。
Or like he's not gonna carry her to her zones or something.
他の生徒が
Why is Koji like that? Just like straight armed down to the side. And I'll help you figure out a plan. I think this is probably some of the weirdest like art style or animation so far this season.
俺は万が一の事態に備えて準備を始め
I'll begin by making preparations. Got it? 3, 2, 1. Break.
救う生徒を選別するかもしれない。
Right, so if he's saying if other class members end up in the bottom 5, like we can't have 2 groups go down, so our efforts might just have to be concentrated on a different group that has like 2 or 3 class 2D students in it, because Shinohara is just an individual.
それを忘れるなよ、池。
Basically warning Ike so he doesn't crash out if that happens.
しばらくスルーするかもしれない。
お供します。指定エリアを無視してでも行きたい場所。
Right, he's ignoring those areas because it's for this plan that he's prepping to help save Shinohara.
ですよね。
Ah, day 5. Fishing.
先輩、釣
Senpai.
りしてる方がいますよ。
俺が今誰よりも会いたいと思っていたグループの一つ。
Ryuen and Katsuragi.
釣れますか？
Are they
残
biting?
念ながらいまいちだ。
Oh, he's just like not phased when a girl's voice just like comes up right behind him and he doesn't even know who it is.
お前は女連れで悠々と無人島
It's an unexpected place for a date.
ちょうどお前を探していたんだ、龍炎。
That was some aura though, just like turning around and being like, oh, I didn't know the uninhabited island was a good place for a date. Then I wouldn't be with Katsuragi.
当然、下位10組のことは把握しているよな。
ああ、うちのバカどもが8位ってのは
What's up with some of my idiots being 8th on there?
どういうことだ。
ミヤと木下がリタイアした。
Ugh. Like no reaction of shocked. There's just a couple things this episode, just a couple things. I think they're really minor, but you're just like, there's no like, huh? Dropped out? Nani? There's nothing like that?
何があった。どうする理由。私が3位以内を取ったとしても、小宮たちが退学すれば意味がない。
Right, even if they gain all these class points, it doesn't matter if 2 of their students are gone.
篠原はお前のクラスメイトだ。
That's why you come all your way to see
退
me.
学させないプランがあると思っていいのか？
Just turns around, walks away.
それなら篠原が生き残る道はある。
He didn't want Nanase to hear it because he's like, hey, this is a plan that involves the second years. So if you can just go play with Katsuragi while I talk to Ryun here.
が、うまくいくか？
お前が協力すれば確率は上がる。
雑魚を切り捨てる分には迷わねえが、小宮と木下にはまだ使い道があるから。
Well, at least we know Kamiya and Kinoshita. They ain't small fries. They're useful.
手を組むってことでいいんだな。
Deal considered.
利用しない手はないだろう。
もし一ノ瀬に会ったら同じ話を頼めるか。
Katsuragi showing off for Nanase in the back, like whoosh.
その戦略を利用しない手はないだろう。
もし一ノ瀬に会ったら同じ話を頼めるか。
一ノ瀬のお人よしはともかく。
Be a soft touch as usual. I don't know what this subtitles are, but it's basically trying to say that Ichinose is a goody two-shoes. She'll go along with any plan if all of us are united on it.
坂柳が簡単に手を貸すとは思えねえがな。
So they're really trying to hide this mystique of like what's going on. And I think we kind of know this already in the anime, is that we have all 3 years here, right? Year 1, year 2, year 3. And I really think there's a pretty much a united front on year 3 and year 1, right? And the united front on year 3 is just Nagamo himself, right? He has control over the whole 3rd year. And then we've seen the first years try to come together with that group. So we kind of have a united front on both sides, and year 2 is pretty fragmented, right? Because they're all at pivotal points where they're all so close to each other that any class points that you gain right now are super important. Where the 3rd years, it's just all ruled by Nagamo. First years, there's just so much time left that they still think they can make it up, so they just want a united front for this island exam to not lose a bunch of first years. So that's why he's talking. I was still like going in depth on this like analysis of the strategy going on in this island exam, and I was like, oh, Ryu's drinking water, and it's the illustration from the light novel. Here, I'll pull it up. It's this one right here. He's just flow back, like it's such the Koenji look of just, I am stunning, I am beautiful. He just rocks it 24/7, and it's freaking hilarious. When I saw this illustration in the light novel for the first time, I'm like, typical but beautiful.
坂柳が簡単に手を貸すとは思えねえがな。
But back to the Sakinagi thing here, is that Sakinagi will never want to be done by first years or 3rd years, so she'll cooperate. And what makes it even more funny is that like water is a precious resource on this island exam, right? Like he just wasted a whole bottle of water pouring it over himself so that he would glisten in beauty. Or like, what do you say, season 1, like when he walked out of the pool, he's like, I am dripping elegance, or something like that. Oh, they did that scene pretty great.
あれが高円寺六助だ。
高円寺って今4位につけてる
So Koenji by himself is in 4th place of the whole exam.
先輩のクラス
Crazy.
の方ですよね。
And right, remember he has to get first, and if he doesn't, then he has to contribute, which 4th place is already amazing for their class.
なんだかすごいオーラがある気がします。
A certain aura, I mean, yeah, he's radiating right now. Ah, dripping with charm from every pore. Literally looks like it. I have got to power up.
なんか喋ってますが、
Nanase, is he talking to us, or what's going on here? We all think that too.
いや間違いなく
No, definitely to himself.
自分自身に酔いしれているんだろ
He seems to be wallowing in his self. What? In his self-loving,
いや間違いなく独り言だ自分自身に
own
酔いしれている
self-regard. I don't know if I would say that, but
私の相手はどうやら君の
oh shit, this is where it gets good right here. Koenji, Koji, competing against one another. Oh, it's gonna be so peak. I am a Koji boy.
そうだな1対1で直接対決の初戦が高円寺とはこれが奇妙な縁の始まりでないことを
Oh, bizarre connection between us. I mean, it's probably the most hyped up connection in the whole series is Koji versus Koenji. And it really hasn't happened, which is nuts. I really hope it happens at some point.
そろそろ始めるので早く準備するように
NPC
ど
teacher?
うしたんですか先輩。
君は効率的に物事を考える
Nice.
男だねわざわざ私と対決せず不参加にしておく方がいいと考えたんだろう
Yeah, right. So they'll probably explain it more here.
D クラスで
Yeah.
上位10組に入っているのは高円寺だ下手に得点を奪い合えば足を引っ張り合うことにもなる
And how it works here is that you get 15 points for winning and 5 just for participating. So the 5 points are already decent enough for Koji. And he's like, I know if I go hardcore, Koenji will go hardcore too because he wants the 15 points. Because 15 points to Koenji can move him from like 4th to 2nd or 1st. You know, like that's a big jump in points. And he's like, and that benefits our class because if he gets 2nd or 1st, like that's a way bigger difference in class points than me moving from like 45th to 30th.
無論理解しているさ大垣はその辺にして来たまえ
Oh, I will say I just remembered this when Ryuan talked about unexpected place for a date. You actually said, "Did you already dump K already?" and Katsuragi was like, "What? K? Like, why would Ayana Koji have any connection to K?" And it was just funny. It's like, you're so naive.
あの工事ボーイ
Ayana Koji boy,
いい
Ichi.
ゴー
No, 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 no.
俺が本気で参加するのを待っているのか
Right, so how it started off, Anakoji just gave a little pull, and Koenji literally just equaled to it. So Koenji's just like baiting him because he knows that Anakoji's all about efficiency. So if he baits him here, and he just tugs on it and leaves it at this standstill, then he's gonna have to make Anakoji pull hard to try to win because Anakoji's all about efficiency. Like he wants this done as quick as possible so he can move on to the next thing.
勝
Oh.
つために必要なのはテクニックではなく純粋なパワーさ
腕の力は互角高円寺という男の身体能力はやはり桁違い
Right, so Koji's even admiring him a little bit. His physical abilities are unreal. So he gave it a hard pull right there to kind of make Koenji pull, and then he just let it go to lose.
どこまでも
You do like your
効率
efficiency.
重視だね
He's like, your efficiency knows no bounds. Like, meaning he'll do efficiency over anything. He has no pride. He doesn't care about losing. He just wants to be efficient. It's a no emotion robot.
残念でしたね先輩。
いや俺が高円寺と戦ってもまともな勝負にならないからな
And Tug of War does have like positions and stuff that would make it easier. It's just not all brute strength. Because I think if it really boiled down to it, I think Koenji would win in Tug of War because he just has more mass than Koji. And if he got the correct positions and brute strength, like he would probably beat Koji here. But I think that Koji would probably think of the technique and have the physical strength to get it done first. So I think it really is a toss-up. You already see him.
俺高円寺先輩ですよ。
So Koenji, right? Tug of war, same place, already beat them. And is warming up in his speedo with an ass shot.
まさか課題が発表されてからこっちに来たわけじゃないだろうが。
Just straight ass shots of Koenji this episode. No way. This is insane. Just straight ass shots. Oh, I thought this was gonna be an NPC teacher just like staring at Koenji's ass. Damn, and Koji couldn't sign up just because Koenji got there a couple minutes before him.
なるほど。する。
万全とは言い難いですが、せっかくの機会なので。
そうか。
Another bikini Nanase shot.
はい。
Ah, Sakinagi.
坂柳。
She looks cute without the little hat
こん
on.
にちは、綾野浩二
I
君。
think she got
今日
cuter
もとても暑い一日に
this
なりそうです
season.
ね。
調子は？
それなりというところでしょうか。ところで今日はどのようなご用件で？
実は坂柳に一つ頼みたいことがある。小宮と木下のリタイアは聞いているか？
ええ。残った篠原
I
さん。
thought she was standing up there for a second, and I was like, what? How are they animating her standing up? Like, that's crazy. But she's sitting down. In the light novel, Saki Inagi literally creams her pants when Ayana Koji asks her for a favor. She's like, oh my god, you asking for me for a favor? Like, I'll do anything. I'll do anything you ask of me. Not really. Like, I over-exaggerated it a little bit, but
正解だ。
ですが後半戦も一人で戦うとなると厳しい。早い段階でどこかのグループに吸収させたいと考える。なるほど。それで私の協力を得たいと。ルエン君にはお会いできましたか？
ああ、俺の案に乗った。小宮と木下のことは買ってるみたいだからな。
彼と違って私にはメリットがありません。A クラスに損害がないのなら気にするほどでもない。
she does say this part though, but this is just her playing her little game with Koji. Because I literally think if Koji asked her this favor and he was like, I'm gonna give you nothing, she would still do it.
ですが、同じ条件での協力を飲んでいただけるのなら、話は別です。
条件を飲もうと即答したいが、人手が必要になる。また連絡する。
伝達役はお任せいたします。
Koji also at the very end, like, just kind of shows how much he respects Sakinagi because he's like, I didn't have to explain my strategy at all to her. She just got it from me explaining about Shinohara, Kinoshita, and Komiya, and she already got exactly what my strategy was. And he's like, she's amazing. For someone who's not gone to the White Room, she's unreal. Mashima.
綾野浩二か。
Ana Koji ka.
商品を見ながら聞いてくれ。月城理事長代理の動きについてだ。この試験では緊急事態に対処するためヘリ1機、小型船1隻を用意することになっていたが、なぜか船は2隻あった。
Two boats.
月城
A knife. You can buy a knife. We have bad experiences with knives.
理事長代理の指示だと分かった。
理事長代理はどこに？
So an extra boat just for the chairman?
施設内のモニター室で待機し、腕時計の異常をチェックされている。
Okay, so he stalks little kids. Creepy.
わざわざ自分の足で。
そうだ。
Crazy. So he patrols by himself on a boat where he's not watched by anybody else, so he could do whatever the hell he wants on that
ど
boat.
うにも嫌な予感がする。
ご忠告ありがとうございます。
Hey, Nanase. She seems worn out.
1位はうちのクラスの小野寺だ。水泳においては強敵。気にしない方がいい。
確かに小野寺先輩はすごかったです。でも、
Shinohara. Onodera is actually in the swim club. So if you want more information, she's actually a swim athlete. So she got first.
変人かつ超人だ。
He is an
無
anomaly.
駄なことだぞ。
Yeah, more fan service of, I was about to say Nanase, but honestly, Koenji this episode. I mean, we're seeing his ass 24/7. Like, even in this shot. But I mean, this shot of Nanase is kind of crazy too.
気にするだけ無駄なことだぞ。
She wore the school swimsuit.
を加えると総合ランキング1位に浮上する
Number one.
見えない男だ
Number one in the rankings. Immeasurable ability.
もう喉が渇いてきましたね。
スタート地点で水分補給できるのはありがたいがその反動で水が恋しくなるな
思ったより多くのグループがいたのはそのせいでしょうか。
それだけじゃない
Yeah.
一番の要素は下位10組の可視化だ
Right.
大学のリスクがあるのは下位5組まで。4日目から逐一状況がわかるからこそ余裕が生まれる。
全力で戦うつもりでいても現実はそう甘くない休むことは大事だし時には鞭打つ時もある
Right. And so this is all about the strategy of the island exam that I kind of explained a little bit earlier. There's important times for you to rest, and there's important times for you to push through. And it's all about what is the correct moments to do that. And the people who do that are going to be winning this exam or in the top 10.
どのタイミングでそれを行うかだ
先輩はこの数日前半にピークを持ってこないように立ち回っていたんですね。
基本方針はそうだ
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, Aina Koji has way more stamina than what Nanase has. But, like, just look at the difference between them. Like, Nanase has done a lot of challenges that were physically demanding, had to keep up with Aina Koji's pace, which is more than her pace. And look at her. She's almost wiped right now. It's only day 4. And Koji, he's like
あれば無茶もする
99%.
競争率の高い課題に必死に食らいついても得点は限られる
Right. He's earned first place in exams that don't take any physical ability. Right. It's been a lot of mental exams that he's won so far. Mental meaning like the English, history, kind of those
な
exams.
くな敵だ他学年と競い合う試験であることもそうだし俺を退学させようとする例の件もあるからな
Yeah. The real point of you're my enemy is that second one. Not because this is a test in between grade years. It's because there's 20 million points for you to get me
部分がある
expelled. But part of me thinks you're not actually my enemy.
不思議だな
Isn't that strange? And I think, right, that's just when you travel with someone for 4 days, you kind of start to figure out what they're truly about. And I think that's why Koji always wanted Nanase and allowed Nanase to travel with him. Ugh.
捕まれ
Grab on. They're just like, okay, this looks crazy because they're just climbing a mountain and it's like this view makes them seem like they're like 30 stories up in the air. Oh, next episode's gonna be lit.
先輩、この学校は楽しいですか？
Why do you always ask me this question? This is like the third time you've asked me something like this.
大変なことも多いが楽しくないと思ったことはない卒業まで悔いのないように
Without regrets, that was Nanase's line.
卒
どうした
業。いえ、
Yeah,
何でもありません。
it's nothing. She's like, you aren't gonna make it to graduation, senpai.
椿さん、少しよろしいですか？
Tsubaki. And you can tell who that voice is right away. Yagami.
何？
何か大きなことを企んでいますよね。
Planning something big.
綾野浩二先輩を退学させたら報酬は2000万ポイント。誰だって魅力に感じるでしょ。
And what we find so fascinating, right? If you jump back to volume 2, and when they ran into Ayana Koji, right when Tsubaki was watching Yagami and Ayana Koji, and then ran into him and was like, get us to expel Hosen, like we hate Hosen. All that stuff was just a plot to try to get Ayana Koji expelled, basically, so that, oh, you can trust us, we're trying to get Hosen expelled, so follow this plan that we give you. Oh, psych, expel Ayana Koji.
八神くんにも協力してもらわないといろいろ損することになる。
Kind of playing at Yagami.
大切な人の身に危険が迫るとかさ。
Threatening Yagami with Kushida senpai of, if you don't comply, what if we get your cute little Kushida senpai expelled?
まさか櫛田先輩に。
櫛田先輩が何？
I never said anything about
なんで
her.
そこまで気にするわけ？
すみませんが、僕からお話しすることは何も。
Oh!
どういう もりかな富谷君
お前のことは嫌いじゃないが、情報を素直に話すか、この場でリタイアするか。
つもりかな
I didn't catch what he said there. I have nothing against you, but you can either tell me what I want to know or drop out right here.
二つに一つだ。
君は櫛田先輩が計画の重要なピースだと判断してる。それはどうして？
言えません。
もう積んでるよ。
The cat's out of the bag,
直
though.
接櫛田先輩に
We'll just ask her personally.
話す？話さない？
わかりました。すべてお話ししません。
Damn. I never really thought that scene in the light novel had that much aura in it, but it did. Like, that was a peak way to end this episode that I wasn't even thinking about, that they were going to end it right there. And it makes me pumped up, excited for next episode. I think a lot of this kind of boils down to that last little scene there with Tsubaki, Utamiya, and Yagami is the people who don't seem like it matters all that much to them. In reality, they're the ones that want it the most, right? I really think that's the case majority of the time. Like, you look at Hosen and Nanase a little bit. Hosen more of this scenario that I'm about to say, but he attacks first and he goes into it without any thoughts because he just finds it fun, and he finds a situation where you can do something so freaking outlandish, like fun, and I'm gonna go do it because this is something I enjoy. Where you have the people who like work behind the scenes, manipulator, a little bit of Tsubaki, a little bit of Ayano, right? People like that, those are the people that you kind of realize, oh damn, like they want it the most, they just don't really show it. And that's what makes these characters so great, of like the people that you're kind of the whole time. I think of like a Kushida in season 1. I think of like a Tsubaki right here. I think of maybe other characters in the future of they really want it bad, but they just don't show it, and they're the most unique characters. Sorry, I got like thinking of like, oh, should I bring up this person's name or bring up this person's name? And then you're kind of like, I probably shouldn't. So yeah, it was a great episode. It's this right here from this episode on 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We got 5 more episodes left, I believe. So these next 5 episodes are going to be awesome. Bangers, 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 bangers. So I hope you're all ready. If you enjoyed the reaction, make sure to like and subscribe. And thank you all for watching to the end. I'll see you next time. Bye.